Thanks for coming back to my channel. The last video that I shot, I was using my action camera, and the front part of my theater is kind of dark, and it did not expose very well to show my front speakers, my front setup. So I just wanted to refilm this on my digital SLR, which does much better in the dark areas. I should have used it to begin with, but I didn't. So maybe from now on, if I do shoot a video, I will use this camera, my Nikon D7500. And here's my little doggies. They're always down here in the theater pestering me all the time, aren't you? Aren't you, baby Dash? Alright, but anyway, going back to my theater, this is the front setup here. First off, we have my screen. It is a 16 by 9, 132 inch, do-it-yourself, painted sheetrock wall with bare, ultra pure white paint, flat, I believe. And I trimmed it with a really small bezel. I know a lot of the new TVs have very small bezel or no bezel at all. So I wanted to kind of create the same thing instead of a great big ugly fat bezel that a lot of screens have. I wanted something really nice. So it's like a 1/4 inch. Might be a 1/2 inch. There's probably a 1/2 inch wood, got from Home Depot. I painted it black. It only sits out maybe a 1/4 inch. I'm not really sure what it's called. It's kind of rounded. I think it was with the molding stuff in that department, and it turned out really nice. My son helped me put it all up. We mapped out the projector image perfectly, so there's very little hangover even on this little 1/2 inch bezel. None of it hangs over to the actual painted wall itself. It fits so nice and looks so nice and clean. I love it. I love this screen. Could I have a better screen if I paid $500,000? I don't know, possibly. But anyway, this looks great. I'm happy with it. It was inexpensive. I've had this screen, well, since I built the theater 22 years ago. I have increased the size. To begin with, it started out 107 inch. Then I think I went to 120, and now 132 inch. It's probably about as big as I'll ever go. But I guess you never say never. But my subwoofers are right there at the bottom of the screen, so I can't go down any further. I can't really go up too much further, so 132 inches fine though. I'm pleased with it. It's a 12-foot wide room, so it fits it nicely. Where there's maybe a foot to spare on both sides, if that. I have these base traps here in the corner, which take up a little bit of space and kind of give it a actual curtain look. Now, going onto the speakers that you couldn't see in my last video because my camera did such a horrible job in this dark area. If you notice, in my theater, all my lighting is at the middle and the back of the theater. So up front, I don't have any real lighting. These are just kind of little accent lightings. I don't have any bright bulbs in there at all. So it's fairly dark up front, so that way you can have the lights on back there and be eating or doing whatever you want to do, and the screen is still fairly dark up front. So anyway, going back to my speakers, I had these speakers. They're do-it-yourself. I designed them like, I don't know, 15 years ago, but I didn't actually have them built until oh, maybe about a year ago, 2 years ago, probably 2 years ago. And I had my wife's niece, she was into woodworking, and I had her actually build the box. I designed it, gave her the dimensions and everything. She built the box. There's a box within a box, so the mids and the tweet are in a box. My original plan was to put a 10-inch in the side, but I haven't done that. I don't know that I ever will do that. So anyway, there's two Dayton Audio 5 1/4 mids and the Radio Shack 1-inch Mylar tweeter that I use. I use the same exact speaker on all my channels, so it's completely matching all the way around the theater. And then I got Center Channel, which uses the same Dayton Audio 5 1/4. I built this box probably 25 years ago, maybe even longer than that. Probably longer than that. I can't even remember. Probably more like almost 30 years ago. I built this Center Channel here. The tweeter right there is not connected. I think that one's actually bad. But I have my center channel tweeter up above the screen, mounted to the ceiling. And what that does is it raises the sound field. It's like in your car door speakers. Well, they put the mid-range down towards the feet, and then they put the tweeter up higher. And what that does is it brings the sound field up from your feet at the floor of the car. And so this is the same principle. Instead of having the mid-range and tweeter below the screen and have all the sound coming from below the screen, I installed the tweeter up higher, which brings the sound up to the middle of the screen. Beautiful. I love it. I love my center channel. It sounds awesome. Going over here, I have two do-it-yourself 15-inch subs. They are Dayton Audio Quattro they're 8 ohm speakers, one per box, and I'm using one plate amp, a rhythmic plate amp, to run both of them. I can't remember if I have them wired at 4 ohm or 16 ohm. I'm not really sure. Probably 4 ohm. But anyway, they're a really good subwoofer. I've got them tuned to 27 hertz for music. They don't go down as low as I would like, but for music, I tune them for music, and I love them for music. So anyway, to fill in that lower area, I have the Monolith 10-inch THX 10-inch. And that goes down to 15 hertz, and oh, it makes such a big difference. I love them. They blend nicely together. It all works really nice. Excellent bass. You can feel the bass. You can hear the bass. It's not a monotone bass. I just love the bass. And there's the other 15-inch. They're 3.5 cubic foot boxes, ported. Front port. The screens aren't really the best secured on there, but there is the Dayton Audio Quattro. They're getting up there. In years, I built these probably 10 years ago easily. They still sound great. Never a problem with the speakers themselves. Here's my left channel tower, same as the right. I love the sound quality, whether you're playing stereo or 5.1 music. I love the sound quality. I do have this is a IR to RF repeater. to operate my equipment that is in the far back corner. So you point the remote at that there, it changes it to the IR to RF, shoots it back to this here, this changes it from RF back to IR, boom, shoots it into my equipment. That was just a inexpensive way of getting the IR back here to the equipment. I've had it for, well, 20 years since I built the theater, and it works great. For the most part, it works great. I noticed my last video I say a lot. I'm sorry. It's just, when I'm thinking on the go, that's what comes out. Here's my overhead, my Dayton Audio overhead channels. These are actually a 4 1/4 woofer. I would like to maybe replace it with a Dayton Audio 5 1/4 at some point. But they sound pretty good. They match pretty good to everything else. But I just wanted to show that front setup to you because it was so dark in the last video. Kind of embarrassed to have posted that because it didn't look very good. But there is the rest of my theater that you can actually see now. I love, there's the again. I love the sound quality, the picture quality of the Optimus UHD 60 projector. Maybe someday I'll upgrade to a laser projector, we'll see. But for now, it's doing its job. It does a pretty decent 4K picture quality. And once again, my lazy dogs. Are you just going to sleep? Huh? Are you just going to sleep? Yeah, alright. Alright, well thank you very much for coming to my channel once again and seeing my theater. And please, if you like it, subscribe. Alright, we'll see ya. Bye.